What is up, degenerates? Today, it's Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, of course. And I want to talk about a few things. Number one, the FEAT and FIVY declarations from Tuesday. They declare Tuesdays now. X date was today. They pay tomorrow. They declared a zero distribution. Let me show you that. Well, wrong way. Right up here, zero. Why is that? And FIVY did the same thing. These are Dorsey Wright based funds, and I want to go to the holdings and show you why this makes sense. FEAT owns the Yield Max Hood Option Income Strategy, which is HUI. They own Nefli, they own Coney, they own Carvani, and they own Ready, which is the Reddit fund. That's new to the Dorsey Wright. Anyway, because the transition from every 4 weeks to every 1 week, FEAT and FIVY paid 2 weeks ago. None of these funds have paid since then. They're all Group A and C. FEAT and FIVY are Group A. Group C had their full 4 weeks declared today. But so none of these have paid since that transition in the last cycle. So it explains the zero distribution. FIVY, the same thing. FIVY's almost the identical, but they also own the underlyings on it's called a hybrid Dorsey Wright. Same yield max funds, but then they own the underlyings. So that makes sense. So it's going to be weird with yields and stuff, so I'm not going to update the spreadsheet today, but I just wanted to share that with you. Not concerning. When I saw it, I thought about it, and I figured, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But anyway, I want to talk about the China Mag 7. It's a round hill fund. It started trading. They haven't declared a distribution yet. And you can see it's up and down. Right now it's at 27.21. We'll keep an eye on it. It's the Mag 7 of Chinese stocks. They got Alibaba, Xiaomi, Baidu, and some others that I haven't heard of, but that's their Mag 7. We'll keep an eye on it, but I don't know if I'm crazy about it, but we'll keep an eye. Anyway, I'm also going to add to the spreadsheet. Again, I'm not going to go over that today, but Defiance has an Ethereum fund that's going to pay weekly. It's paid 3 payments already. It's called ETHI, we'll call it. They do, a little bit of leverage on ETHA, which is a Ethereum-based fund. We're going to keep an eye on that one, so we'll see how that goes. Because I'm interested in Ethereum. I don't have any exposure to that, and like I said, we'll just keep an eye on it. And everyone's asking about QLDY, which pays twice a week. They've declared 3 times. Their third payment's tomorrow. Pretty steady, 19, 19, 19. And so we'll keep an eye on it. It pays twice a week. I think it's a little gimmicky. But again, I'm going to add that to the spreadsheet. So more funds, more predictions this weekend, all that great stuff. But I want to talk about AMD. AMD is on tier. Look at this. They gapped up, last week, gapped up but closed down. That was that Friday, I believe, the red day. But they've stayed up there, and a big up move today, up 9.4%. AMDW, which is round hill, up 10.69%. AMD with yield max was up 7.39%. And then the double leverage AMDL from Granite shares was up 18.9%. That's Granite shares, not Yield Boost. Yield Boost is AMYY. We're only up 2.16%. Why is that? Well, Granite shares is the most capped. Yield Boost is the most capped funds that we track because they do credit put spreads. They sell a put, they get a premium, and that's your income. If the fund goes up 1% or 100%, you're still only going to make that income. They have a protective put in case it goes down. So, on a big down move, they're only going to capture half of the down move of the underlying, which is the AMDL. So, a little kind of hard to comprehend sometimes, but we'll do a deep dive into some of these, as we go further. But that's the explanation for that. But I wanted to point out AMD is just on a tear. And they're signing contracts. In fact, there's news here. Let's see. AMD has signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with OpenAI to develop AI data centers and supply AI chips, allowing OpenAI to acquire up to 10% of AMD. Is that good or bad? Well, the market says it's good. They boosted price targets to 270. HSBC setting a high of 310. Both maintaining positive ratings. Volatility shares. Oh, I want to talk about volatility shares. They're launching 27 new leveraged ETFs, 3x to 5x. They come out December 29th. It doesn't say that here, but I looked it up. A 5x leverage fund. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't think I'll touch that, but we will look at it when they come out. So that's all I want to talk about today. Just, kind of a market update, some new funds we're going to add. I'll update the spreadsheet throughout the week, and we'll do I'll probably do, something short tomorrow and maybe Friday. Saturday will be our long video. We will predict all the distributions coming up for the following week. And then Sunday, of course, is our top 10. I imagine there's going to be some new ones. We'll see. Tomorrow, some big declarations from Tuttle Capital and Yield Boost. My biggest position is in Yield Boost, so I'm excited for that. And again, we'll talk then. Have a great evening, and we'll see you when we see you.